And let's flip around some things and see what we can come up with. Yeah, Rhaegar Illidan, or Lily. Lily has great damage as well. Okay, yeah, maybe we avoid the cups and we go with the dragon. So maybe we knock Tyrande out of here and we plug in a water dragon. I like the Illidan. I think the Kerrigan is a cute idea too, but we need a Kerrigan that's good enough to play that. Even a Thrall with a little bit of something with a sort of self-heal to make up. But we have the Lily now in this case. Who was our last one? We had Nazebo. Nazebo did a great job. Archimedes brought some great damage. Great Ravaging Spirits. Great zombie walls. And I still feel like we go with a high damage tank. Like Diablo. What was Diablo? Well, Diablo's damage was so low last game because of 13 deaths. So we really can't read into that one too much. Did we arcane it? How did the arcane explosion do, I wonder? And how much damage did we actually put out through that talent? Probably not too much. Maybe we do, let's see. What's our other options at that level? Was to increase our charge, the Master's Touch. Not a lot of deaths, but I don't think I would have completed the quest by any means. And this is just pure escapes in a solo queue environment, so we don't need Raven Familiar at all. At all. So I think Arcane Explosion might still be our best bet. The first time, but this is a untalented, right? Yeah, untalented, so no, we don't need to... We don't gain any benefit out of that. But this Circle of Protection, which applies an untalented Force of Will to allies near the target, maybe that's what we go with. And we get a really melee-heavy comp? What if we did the opposite? What if we cut the tank entirely? We're thinking about getting rid of supports this whole time. What if we upped our overall damage? And that's an interesting idea, Neutrinoff, doing stitches with Gorge and then using... But that's pretty hard to coordinate again. Real cool idea, though. And when you think of those sort of combos, you can understand why they got rid of Stitches' sprint in order to make up something like that. Yeah. Yeah, the teleport, yeah, exactly. Yeah. So what if we got Medivh? What if we did this? I mean, what if this was the comp? And then we put Medivh on here. In his little hood with his little eyes and whatnot. Maybe we just go tankless, and that's where we make up for our lack of damage with Medivh. And then we have Lily to bring lots. I mean, I feel like we can plug in a Rhaegar here for the Lily as well, depending on... Because they're definitely our higher damage tanks. True, my thought is like maybe we can finally take advantage of this talent, Circle of Protection. I mean, Illidan has the poke, I have the poke to an extent. It's not a huge range. The Polybomb worked really well there, though. I really liked the Polybomb. With Cho'Gall, that's an interesting idea. Yeah, everyone wants to kill Cho'Gall, maybe giving that obvious of a target. Right, yeah. If we do the portal offensively, we might be able to get them deep enough. These are both really interesting ideas. Let's try a tankless comp. With a full support. And see what happens. Yes. Let's go ahead and get a lobby going. Let's go to Towers of Doom for this one. Lobby link is out. Yeah, that's the thought, Silver Moon, is that, you know, maybe with the portals we can avoid doing ranged because we'll close the distance with the portal if something starts to get away. And then... I mean, I can also fly over and, you know, try to kill him. I tried that once there. Right. After the first couple. I mean, there was definitely a surprise factor when we hit that 20, like I said. I re-caught a lot of people in the polybomb. But I think the polybomb is just the superior one for a non-completely coordinated team kind of work. Oh, sorry to hear that, Kilk, man. It was messing up for everyone earlier. Let's do a tiny bit of balancing here. We got B-net player. Let's go ahead and get Chewy off. Let's go and we'll give myself Big Hat Cowboy. We had Sky on my team last time. That looks pretty good. We'll keep Neutrino for the Illidan thing. And let's give this a shot.
Let the games begin.
Yeah. Tomorrow's after show, maybe. There's a number of things I might do tomorrow. Yeah, let it download for sure. We'll probably end up on the PTR again tomorrow. I'm really interested in this. This has been a very fascinating idea. Yeah, let's try the No Warrior and see how that works out. Let's get... So, yeah, let's where's our comp maker here? So let's do the... We got Illidan, Thrall, Kerrigan, and Rhaegar? Hamwich is an awful Lily. That's fine, man. We can put you on someone else. Oh, wait, you're on the enemy team, right? No, you're a Tassadar. Okay. All right, yeah, Thrall. Johanna and Lily? That's an interesting idea. Johanna would do decent damage. You cool playing the Lily, Big Hat? Yeah, let's... Hey, dude, if you guys are... Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's lock it in. I'm just curious to see what it looks like. Because with the Force of Will, we're negating Burst, which is the job of the tank. So if Medivh can negate the Burst, maybe, just maybe, we'll be okay without a tank. I like their comp too, though. Well, with Thrall, Illidan, and Kerrigan, you guys might be fast enough moving that the Chromie won't matter. And with the portals, we'll be able to dive back far enough to get the Chromie. That's the idea, right? I think Sonya's a really good idea, too. I think Cho'Gall, because he's so seductive, right? Everyone wants to kill Cho'Gall so badly. I think Cho'Gall could be a very interesting idea. And all that damage raining in on him, things like even giant killers, you know, we're negating that every 5 seconds or so. So I think after this, we'll try a Cho'Gall, perhaps. I don't know if that leaves us too body light, though, with the Raven form and all the scouting I'm doing in the background. Either way, will we have Lily going Water Dragon? That, I don't know. We could choose, right? I mean, if we're decimating, we can go Water Dragon. If we're looking like we need more sustain at that point, we can go with something else. So we'll see. But we might be able to do a full dragon build for Lily, so that the dragons can keep up with the dive. And I negate the burst healing, or the burst damage. And we don't need the burst healing to cover it up, perhaps.
My vengeance is at hand.
Perhaps.
Victory is assured.
Yeah. Still think we do this one.
The battle begins in 10 seconds.
Oh. Nope.
5,
You can get pretty far.
3, 2, 1. Well, what are you waiting for?
I don't think so. I mean, Vala's gonna wail, but her auto attacks are so tight. But yeah, you might want the bonus survivability that it offers. Just gonna chase Sky around. Steel Dawn choosing to dance. We have a Thrall in the bottom. Or we have a Gazelle in the bottom. Cool. Thrall's in the top. Alright, so we got our lanes. Let's see. Where did Chromie go? Right up there. Trying to snipe a Thrall. Nice job. Could be absolutely wrong in a couple of days about what our level 1 pick is supposed to be. But we've just been kind of autopiloting into this one. There's Chromie.
The altars rise again.
Alright, we got Illidan and Lily in the bottom for that. Thrall can poke out the first one long enough with me that we should be able to delay until we get the aid of Illidan. And I guess here we would want bird's eye view.
The Raven Lord demands it. The winds of change are howling. Your powers will be like all the others.
Well, what was that? Okay, and their back one's still going. So they got the bottom one, sadly. I'm not quick enough, sadly, to stop that. So we'll just get about ourselves back to lane here. Nice, we did get 2. Awesome. Cool. Perfect. I'm flying on down to see if I can help out with that Gazlo kill. Nice. You guys don't even need me. Okay. Turn them on Birdie Buns around. Let's see if we can spy Chromie and what she's up to. We got a Steel Dawn. We got a Vala. It's Chromie hunting the top. And what are we going to do at level 7? There's Chromie. It does negate quite a bit of her power, being able to keep an eye on tabs on her. Ah, close. Well, towers soon. I'm gonna go freshen up. I'm gonna get back on the field here. Oh, for these guys. I mean, the Raven Familiar is kind of cute, but let's just... I don't know if this is at all worth it. This could be the worst talent in the world in 3 days, but it'll be interesting. It seems like with this comp it has merit. It's like I found the bush they're all hanging out in. Yeah, you make one misstep, though, and all your health is missing. That was a cute idea. If there's one I mean, there's many characters I would love to zoom out on, but... Man, Medivh just requires so much range. Nice job. What's going on back here? No, no one's gonna get that. Those are getting a little better, though. So not bad, not bad. Cool, getting low on mana, I might as well freshen up. Okay. All right. So let's take a look at the stats. We're doing the best we have so far, but damage is low. Everything's on Thrall, so we can encourage Thrall a little bit with some more shields for him. Lily's putting out some pretty decent damage as well. I can help. But I was a little too late. Oh, the bounce. Let's go ahead and get that polybomb so my pile of melees can actually finish things off instead of getting caught in stasis. Oh, that should stop Chromie from coming in here, knowing that she could be dove on at any point. Alright, it's a biggin. Top off. I think we have the poke. We can keep this going for a while. Hard part is being in a good position once you've done all the scouting.
Waits for none of us. Double kill.
Where's the Chromie? Okay, okay. Okay, that worked out in the end. Oh, I don't have the help for that sort of idea. It was a good move, though. Well done. Well done, everybody. Seems like we did a pretty good job using the Force of Will on Thrall there, first and foremost. I guess Illidan. Thrall is just stuck in it. Kerrigan would be a good target, too, but Thrall's just doing a little better on the numbers at the moment with his poke. All right. We don't need... I don't think we need the portal cooldown. Let's do that movement speed. Nice! Okay. Is this the comp you make? Oh, hey, dodged. Nice. Good use of taunt. That trick works pretty well.
The time is now.
Ooh, ouch. Nice. I'm pretty low. Let's get out. Cool. Nice. Okay. Okay. Got a good hold on things at the moment. 11-6. Still gonna keep putting my scouting attention on Necromi. Really kind of negates her business.
Opened a tunnel near our core that leads to the battleground center. Use it
We'll just get to keep seeing some taunt animation.
I mean, I knew I could do that. I've opened my tunnel as well.
I think we might have a... Nope, a new Brax up there. Two levels up, so I might be able to get kind of cute here and try doing some portal jumping for a little bit of damage, but probably shouldn't. Probably should just keep on playing safe. Tempting, but I'm not going to do it. Gazlo's pushing the top. Thrall's on his way to deal with that. How's my XP? Still real low. Nice job. Think I can get out without having a polybomb? Cool. Alright, here we're going to do that circle of protection. So all my dudes are piled up, and we should be able to, I don't know, get some multicast kind of business going on.
Gravekeeper's cronies reach the like all the others.
Oh, Illidan's going in. You out of range, Captain? It's a good run, though. Okay, that's fine. We're still good. It's still gonna be okay. We didn't get to use our circle of protection, though. Didn't come into play there.
Is that all?
Ooh. Alright. Oh. He's getting himself into trouble. I gotta go heal up, dudes. Oh no. Oh no. Dead Lily. That'll be okay. She should be up by our next one. And we've got him against the ropes as far as the towers go. I catch up and kills a little bit, and this damage lead they have. I've negated 11,000 damage. Go ahead and get rid of that. Nice job, Hamwich. Alright, we got a Thrall, we got a Gazlowe. Oh, it's all in the bottom. Long walk for everyone. Might as well go to the enemy side for the walk. And there's everybody. And we're all here too. All right.
To the altars. Do not disappoint me.
Gazlowe's getting set up though. Polybomb! Ah, well, there's 2 Force of Wills for the price of 1. There's 3 Force of Wills for the price of 1. Get yourselves out. If you need to ride that tunnel, ride it. This Gazlowe turret's hurt. Nice job. Wow, that's a full team wipe. I don't know if we have the meat to go take the boss, but we have 22 seconds. Yeah. Let's go. Let's go do it. I don't... Yeah, let's just do the same things. Do what BNet suggests. Boss is GG, but we only have 7 seconds. And I don't know if we, like I said, have the meat for a boss. Well, some serious value on that Circle of Protection in this one particular comp. But maybe that's what we do. Maybe we just skip the tank. Tanks absorb burst damage and CC, so it's not a perfect comp by any means, but if we get a cleanse, maybe that's all we need. For these guys, though, I guess we'll just power up the Polybomb. Seems to be doing well. Oh, what's going on down there? I'm dead, but the poly's going. The poly's going. It got a Vala kill at least. And you guys still have a support, so it's not like you're completely out of luck without me. But yep, that's a Locust Swarm. Get on out of there until that wraps up. Cool, it's down. Now you're good to re-engage. We got one in the middle. 30 seconds on me. Basically, me and Vala died at the same time. We can even let this one go if the turrets are too much. Yep. Just play cool. We'll let it go.
You lost this one, Raven Lord. It will not be your last. You are no longer welcome, Raven Lord.
Oh, wow. My damage is pretty high this game. Oh, no. No, it's not. No, it's not. Not at all.
I cannot depart just yet. There is work to be done.
Yeah, but I mean, the healing you're putting out, Lily, is really quite good. And 2 of us together are negating a lot of damage. Use well, it might be too late. That thing has a cast time, which just ruins everything fun about it. You gotta plan ahead and stupid stuff like that. So really, I should have cast it when I saw the sands coming out. Not after I got the Force of Will out. No, just hanging out here. We're all 20, too. That Gazlo's a little isolated, though. Well, they passed it around a few times. Still, I'm already down to 30 seconds. Ooh, ouch. Just need to top off. Thank you, Lily. Yep. Oh.
Be swift, heroes. Do not let
It's about aim. It's like playing a first-person shooter.
you.
They're gonna make a little comeback here, but it's all good to have a good fight, you know? That's true. The late game no tank does take its toll as a Nubarak's talons start to build together. Are they bossing? They are. We lost our Lily. Alright, we're gonna have to take this down to the final towers. Looks like they're gonna go take that top camp, but they are balling up hard due to our Illidan and all our dive. Well, what, so did she go? No, she didn't go bye-bye, but Sky is a squirrely one on the Chromie.
The altars rise again.
Nice blink. Alright, we got towers in the top. Lily's still down, though, but that's 2 in the bottom. There's Morales.
The altars have risen.
Now, you will not.
And might be worth it just to see if you can go sneak that, Kerrigan. Yeah, do it.
You've lost this one, Raven.
Nope, not gonna be able to happen. Maybe I can get you a portal to get you out? Nope, that's gonna be a rewind. And I don't really have the health to take these minions even. Fascinating. This is a really cool puzzle. Alright, it's down to the wire. We'll have everyone ready in the next go. This is ready mid-fight, too. I just need to just wail on that button. Yeah, we have vision for the whole early engage, but then I have to start casting things. Gotta start doing stuff. Like putting out forces of will and whatnot. I'm trying to stay in range of people, too. It's gonna be soon, just better to stay alive. Oh, jeez. Alright. This is the biggin'. Oh my god. I'm dead. Was it worth it? No. Oh, that's going to be game. But that was interesting. That was really interesting. We rocked it in the early game. And then fell apart because we didn't have a main tank in the late game. So we probably run into the same problem with Sonya, don't we? We run into the same problem with Sonya. So what do we need CC? Is that what stops us? Yeah. And of course, you know, Medivh's new and we're pulling people in lots of different directions. Well, Gazlo did such a great job because, you know, I couldn't regenerate my own health very well. And so a couple of shots out of that put me in fear mode. And then we weren't able to seal the deal in the background. But we'll see how this goes. They've drafted a really good-looking comp. Artanis and Nubrak going to be the front line. Thrall along with that. And then Li Ming for the raw damage. And Lili in the background. So Artanis will be wailing on our guys. I have 3 different dudes that can ride my portals. I think for the most part we'll support Steel Dawn's hammer by standing next to it and putting a portal in another safe area that allows Steel Dawn to adjust his location easily and stay mobile while sieged up. When we get into combat, we'll watch Dream Destroyer's Butcher and see if we can't give her an early escape, and we'll cast that nice and early. As for ETC, I don't know if we'll actually be able to pull off a mosh pit move, but I will be doing a portal build to an extent. I'm going to be doing portal duration so that Steel Dawn and Butcher have an easier time riding in and out. 50% increase on that will give us a pretty good amount of time that we can get that off in. You know, for a situation like moving the mosh pit, I think we would want to go with something like Portal Mastery. But for Hammer, for Butcher, I think we'll be good at just putting the portal next to us for the whole engage. Yeah, I probably will get the portal range as well, and I don't think it's up against anything too crazy. Yeah, just a bit of movement speed. We'll see. The cooldown is different than the portal duration. That's a good question. Cooldown is 20 seconds, and the portal only lasts 6. I guess it would be up to 9? Is that what it'd be now? Looks like mid's getting a little dogged. I'm excited to see if we can bring back Uther, though, with this. Because Uther has been struggling for a long time now. Look at that. Yeah, he dodged it. That's awesome. Alright, 10-second cooldown on that guy, though. But with 9 seconds on the field, we're going to keep that up pretty regularly. Not sure what we'll be doing at the other in-between levels. We can even advance him up a little bit. I think we'll just give him a nice lateral place to go on this next one. There we go. And once they sort of move into position... Oop. It's a little too slow to react that quickly. I think we really do need the charge, the big tell-off of Butcher, in order to actually use the portals well for a save there. We got about a minute until the next one. No one's in the top. We do need to be soaking that. Cool, looks like we're sending Butcher up that way. Got about 45, 30 seconds. I do get XP in Raven form, yes. But since I'm not actively attacking anything, my XP contribution on Medivh is usually kind of low. That's really sweet, though. Nice, and another dodge. That's awesome. Freshen up if you need to. Portal block could be interesting here. We don't really need the Dust of Appearance for anything, no? No, we're good. So let's try giving charges of block. And I'll be taking this down the enemy side so we can scout out anything we might need to see. See. Ooh, ooh, that was a close one. Pardon the body blocks. I think we just got forced out a little bit here. A little bit of disorganization as we got to the objective. Oh, my goodness. Awesome laning phase, though. But we'll let that one go. We got a little behind because we lost the soak on that top one. Interesting. We can try that in the future, Steel Dawn. A little early to be making such proclamations, though. And again, I love Uther. That's my fault, though. I just love Uther. I want him to work. I want him to be back. But are we losing too much damage, right? Across me? I don't know. Uther doesn't put out a lot of damage either, but Uther usually hits the 20,000 mark, whereas Morales rarely does. You know what? If I was pro, I would pop my Force of Will and walk in front of that and make sure I soak that damage. Hammer and Morales are best buddies. They're tearing pals to the end. But can we make up for that with Medivh? I mean, I don't know how many stacks we want to put into the Hammer. Cool, man. I'm sure there's other hammers around. Thanks for the heads up, though. You only get the 15% movement speed, but it doesn't feel bad on Medivh because you just, as the crow flies. It's like we may be a little late to get organized, though. That was a good bit of damage negated. Still 6 seconds on the portal. We seem to be having the same problem. Butcher dies early. What can we do about that? Well, perhaps it's just give him a medic. That could be the one thing that fixes that scenario. Let's try the Raven Familiar. Since we have a hammer who's going to be riding. But it's just using a portal grants it. So what is it? A Raven joins an ally that uses a portal. Okay. So does that mean as Steel Dawn, our hammer bounces back and forth? Maybe we can continually give him new ravens? I don't know. Let's give it a shot. That's a cool idea. Well, there's the Raven. Let's see if he gets another one. Looks like you only get one Raven per go. Let's give Butcher a portal. Ride that portal. Nice. Nice job. Oh, deleted though. Well, we'll see what happens in the late game here. They do have 2 levels up at the moment. Let's see, though. I mean, we're doing good with the hammer. Thrall is definitely getting to wail away. Butcher's got decent damage, but it costs 3 lives to do it. And then, yeah, look at this. This is that problem we've been kind of seeing, is Medivh gets grouped up towards the bottom. And ETC is low damage, and Uther's low damage, but I don't know. We're probably looking at 1,000 damage, maybe 500 damage onto Morales. We can give it a go, though. That top's gonna get to run freely, sadly, but it's just a new Brack, so at least he'll be busy for a really long time. That was a root that got our Butcher. We all don't share the same idea, but you know, I can ride it here and get a Raven. You can watch out for those.
Your farm has been destroyed. Enough. The curse is over.
I will probably be going Poly, yes. They have 3 melees. But we could do a little bit of comboing with the ETC Mosh, couldn't we? And that could set up some things. Oh, did you misclick? That's another problem. You're retreating, and the retreat portal causes the misclick. We'll stick with the Polybomb for this one. Maybe in something a little more ETC-oriented, we can give it another shot. See if we can save a Kipper. Oh, well. Got a Li Ming in the back for you if you want to take her. That's a nice mosh pit, though. And the Polybomb is still going. That was a cool little engage. But I guess the Polybomb only went off for that long just because of the mosh pit. But the cooldown on it's just so great. It's hard not to want to do it every time. Yeah, I have a hard time not taking the Poly upgrade at level 20 right now. Just because it makes it better, has that surprise factor reducing the cooldown of it. I think the invisibility, though, could be a great support for, yeah, for characters who want to get in deep. Maybe when we have a bit more coordination. The lack of vision, though, does hurt a little bit going something a little more aggressive here. It's a shame. It was a good run by Butcher, but I guess their double tank sustain is just a bit much for us. Hey, Uther, can you heal me while I'm in the air? When I'm a bird? No. Good to know. I guess that makes sense. You're not affected by anything else. Still, our Butcher and Hammer are putting out good damage. Just too many deaths on the Butcher at the moment. So how do we help out that? We have block, portal duration and such. Maybe an overinvestment on my part. Probably the boss up top. I'll make my way up there, but I do have a polybomb if they're taking a while, but I don't see that comp of theirs taking very long at all to do something like that. Yeah, it looks like no one really ate a ton of damage getting that going. Nice interrupt there. Sadly, I think we let this one go. And we go take care of that boss. An interesting idea, but where do we take it from? I mean, isn't Butcher an off-tank? We're 3 levels down right now. Butcher can't off-tank. I think Artanis Sonya has the exact same issue. Judging by the silence, they're going and doing the old double boss on us. We'll do the range here.
I will use this well. What's this? A hero has left the battle.
Shame, just in range long enough to see it happen each time. Well, let's see if we can burn this guy down fast enough. And if that'll put us in range to actually... That's an important tribute. I think we're losing it, though. Yes. Steel Dawn's a computer at the moment, too, as he DC'd. So we'll just let this one go. Hopefully we'll have a hammer friend soon.
Welcome back, hero.
Alright, let's try this out. So there's a Raven. Nope, you only get 1 Raven per go. I guess that might be a little exploitable, but still a shame. Oh, rejoined just in time to see himself die. Alright, incoming in the top. And I am out of mana at the moment. I should probably take care of that. I guess I can grab this well. But with hammer down, kind of our main defense is lacking.
And so the curse ends.
Let's go ahead and give Butcher a out. Nice engage, okay. I am out of mana. But that was a good recovery. Let's check the healing numbers and see how things are going on that front. We got 49, 46 out of Lili. But with Li Ming on the field, let's try the reabsorption and see if we can absorb those big ol' arcane missiles. Maybe should have checked, but I guess it really doesn't matter what Li Ming's up to. Any bit of damage is going to pump out a lot. Alright, let's see. Mercenaries, the map's painted a little red for us. Mercenaries coming down the middle. We're all grouped up at the moment. Is that coming up soon? 9 seconds on that boss. I guess they could be. There's a Nubarak, though. Li Ming's in the bottom. There's the Thrall. He's pretty isolated, but... Sadly, the little birds only last as long as the portal does. So without getting the duration on it, it's really not worth it. ITN records Thursdays at 5 p.m. For those asking in the chat. And well, she's still going. Pretty big heal. Alright, that's a divine shield. Another protect. It's, well... not a good fight. A good fight. But what's going wrong? And when we find the damage absorbed, is it... Maybe it's Artanis? Is anyone on the team getting seduced by wailing on Artanis? Butcher just wails on whatever's available, though, so we can't really target that one. You know, maybe we're lacking burst. Who do you take out, though? I guess Butcher's auto attack, so we lose the hammer and get ourselves a burst proper. ETC's having a rough time against this enemy comp and their damage. But there's not a single person on their team that puts out as low of damage as Uther and Medivh and myself. The blinds are landing true. That is very... The blinds are landing very true. And there'll be 2 of those most likely coming now. We're gonna get double bossed again. I mean, I don't think we stop it. We've got the hammer, though. We've got the butcher. Let's get ETC down here by me. We can let that tribute go. That might even occupy their time. Here comes Artanis, though. To the boss. Yeah, let's get ETC down here. Let's get as best we can on this. Even Butcher might be able to just solo that thing down in some sort of speed. Alright, well that's all the squirreliness I got. That was a good practice on a good escape, though. Not too bad. Cool, we got hammer in range? Awesome. Let's give you another angle. People are lasting a while, but... Ooh, can we keep it ETC? Let's give Butcher an escape. At least a way to move around a little bit. Oh! Good stun. Well, Hammer's still going. He's going to take down the boss. But I think their targeting might be enough. I don't think we have a mosh pit to delay anything out. Nah, we don't. All right. Well, you know, we have to highlight one area as to why this didn't work. Oh, there we go. We got it out in time. Let's try Sonya, Stitches, double tank maybe. Maybe we put a Kael'thas with that. It really doesn't have any synergy, but I'm just looking for raw damage. And then who do you support that with? I know, Rhaegar is kind of where I fall a lot of the time. So maybe we'll go with the Rhaegar? What do you guys think of that comp? Can we do a damage slam build? That could be interesting. Alright, let's get a Rhaegar first. Alright, we got Neutrinov. He can do the stitches. Cool. Let's go to... Let's just roll the dice. Let's not pick the map so that we're not cheating too bad. 4. Okay, that takes us to Garden of Terror. Alright, so I got a Stitches. 7-sided strike Kharazim. That's an interesting idea. Yeah, up the damage. Huh? I wouldn't mind trying that out at all. And that's my thought, is let's get rid of the punch healing. Let's do a full damage Kharazim. Let's try that. By the way, right now I'm in the game posting in the chat what I'm looking for. So /join AMU TV if you'd like to be a part of this. Otherwise, I'm grabbing people, preferably some fresh faces. Tom is going to be our high damage Kharazim. I think we're looking at a... I think we're going to be looking at a slam build Stitches. But let's take a look and see if there's anything just ridiculous we can combo with. Actually, will this trait, because everything else goes through when damaged. I don't know if you'll poop gas or not when you're hit under the protective shield. We'll have to figure that out. Yeah, level 1 you can, I don't know, but you're missing out on the range if you don't go. So you probably know Stitches better than I do. I know the Double Warriors is iffy as well, but you know, maybe that's the regeneration we need. Maybe that makes up for the Kharazim, right? And we go all the damage. Okay, we're going to have Oblivion S on Sonya. And then our last one was Kael'thas. Right, that's our thought. I don't know if the full damage Kharazim will work, but it's interesting. Alright, cool. Let's grab Greyfire. Where are you at, Greyfire? Excellent. I'm not too concerned about clogging the front line when we have a Sonya, because she can whirlwind and break all the body blocks. Plus, we'll have the teleporter to get people in and out, so we're not going to get stuck on the escape. Zool instead of the Sonya? That's an interesting idea. We've been talking a lot about Sonya for a while, but let's put Zool high on the list for next time. Cool. We'll make sure Braska and Sky make it in the next game.
Let the games begin.
All right, I don't get to choose a mount. I've been loving this, though. It's such a cool process trying to figure out what we do for Medivh. But let's try it. Lock it on in when you guys are ready. I know the enemy team needs to build their comp to counter this one. The idea being, of course, that we are trying to find a Medivh comp that works and eventually would be obvious, so the enemy team, having seen Medivh, would build this enemy comp together. And I think they got a really good-looking one. They're going to use Zul as the off-tank. Raynor can kind of fulfill it as well. And then Anub'arak as the main tank. That's an interesting idea. Where does Tracer fit into all this? If she does at all. I don't know. We tried Illidan out yesterday. I thought that worked pretty well. We had a good time with that one. I mean, protecting Tracer's a pretty crazy idea. Does Tychus have a place in this? Maybe. Tough to say. Yeah, don't feel like Tom you have to do a full build. Do whatever you want is best. Yeah, I mean, Tychus is like anti-Cho'Gall, and that's the one situation you use him in, maybe. Kusros, what is a super meta comp to you? With Medivh on it. That's the tough thing. You thinking like what ETC Kael'thas or Johanna Kael'thas?
Well, I see that this shall be a productive endeavor.
So for these guys, we don't really need the teleported duration. We're not trying that Sergeant Hammer thing, which was real cute. Real cute. And I think with Kael'thas and taking Stitches and Kharazim, we don't need to do any sort of damage build.
3, 2, 1. Let the battle begin.
So what do we do here? What should be our build? I guess we could try the Portal Mastery if we need to adjust people, but I kind of like being in the back and having it land right next to me. That's very convenient without the extra button click. So I guess we'll just go with the refund for now. Help this team get those kills we want to get in the first place. And when we get a chance, let's take one of these tanks down to the bottom so Kharazim's not all by themselves. Now, if you can land it. I think if you ride the portal while the hook is out, it'll relocate. Actually, Neutrinoff, are you up for it? Let's try it. Throw out. I'm going to put down a portal. You throw out a hook and see if the hook adjusts its thing. So while the hook is out, click the portal. Oh, we'll try that again in a moment. But judging by how some of the other abilities have interacted, it seems like it might be a thing. Okay, cool. We'll get it at some point. We got Azul visiting. Cool, we're already getting going on the bottom. Kael'thas can join us in a moment. Looks like they are grouping up at the top. We'll need that damage from the Kael'thas. Ride the portal, Sonya! Well, well, keep running the direction you were at that point, but good try. See if you can't dive it and use the portal to get out. Nice hook. That was cool. Let's see. Here, I guess... Yeah, we don't really need the block, do... Well, you know, Rainer and stuff. Only 5 seconds, though, so let's do the eyes. I think we're getting whittled down a little bit. Oh, dear. Range on Rainer superior. Oh, my bad.
Your fate is sealed.
We got some porters here, if anyone's got a...
There is much at stake.
Alright, I need to touch up. Just a little manas and such. Cool, let's fire this up. Looks like they're going to the bottom. Ooh, ride that portal, Stitches. Alright, we'll go ahead and get out of here. Thank goodness there's not an Asmodan in the game. And we probably do need to be a little more vocal on our portals for our team. But they are ready, well, every 20 seconds. I guess that's a pretty long time. We're all used to seeing stuns come out and such. They're going to be coming around the corner here. And that's true. Character, I mean, it's a tiny portal. And characters do kind of stack atop it. And I think that was a miss. Well, no, that's a dodge of a... A dodge of a blizzard. Oh, whoop. Oh, no. Sonya goes down. I'm gonna make my way back here. Let's see.
Slaughter them all.
I can try the quest. I have double tank, so we can give it another shot. We'll give it another shot. I hate this quest. But we're just trying to contribute a bit more damage. Wow, well, Stitch's damage is great, but... really lagging behind on everything else, looks like. We are going to have a Terror for this one. I wonder if the Terror can ride a portal. I guess it is. Allowing allies, so yeah, I guess a Terror probably could ride a portal. We'll try it out here in a bit. When we get our own. Just farm these suckers up. Already at 11. Terror's heading top. Let's get on that Terror. Uh-oh, we lost a Kharazim somewhere. Alright, already at 16 on the old quest. Make sure nothing too much is heading in. Alright. I like the master skin. Uh-oh. The delay on that just makes it a little too... just a little too laggy for really saving an instant life, but at the same time, you probably wouldn't be able to actually click it or notice it fast enough, reaction-wise, to take advantage of it. Oh, can we get you farther back? I gotta think about that. Gotta be prepared for gorges. That was a big cocoon. Was it Stitches, Asmodan, and Anubarak and Cho'Gall all get the big version of the cocoon? We're at 25 already, only 10 to go. On the quest, that'll be 100 extra damage there. That should help out. I'm starting to climb up, but Lily's just shining continually as the top damage support. And seeming like the one we really need to make a Medivh comp work. There's a portal out for those who need it. I don't want to die! Aw, Chewie! Chewie, you bastard! Taking my stacks. Well, at least on this map, I haven't been having too much of a trouble actually getting them on the ice. The ice on Stitches. Oh, no. What? No, you can get away with that one. You can get away with that one. You can say anything they say on Simpsons. I don't know, I don't, but you can say ass. They say ass on Simpsons. Once in a while. And Shakespeare says bastard, so we're fine there too. Let's give Sonya an out, perhaps. Nope. Oh, that's an interesting move. Oh, Polybomb hits more than one person. Okay. Pyroblast kill us. Ha! Bird time. Let's give Tom a portal if he needs it. No, the pyro would redirect like most teleports. Maybe if you ride it at that exact moment, that can sometimes be a thing. Portal for you, Sonya. Terra did such a great job zoning everyone out. We're gonna lose the seeds again.
Your enemy's terror is but a husk.
He still gets chilled, though, which means the next attack would still come out strong.
Your enemy has destroyed a fort.
Okay. Why? I don't know what's... Well, a new Barak. I guess it's a new Barak. Damage absorbed. Perhaps Greyfire's putting on all his Kael'thas damage on the Anubarak because it's what's in range or something. TomTom was able to avoid fatal damage anyway. We got some minions pushing the top, only a level behind. 5 kills down, but still only a level. Oh dear. Okay. That seemed okay. 1 for 3. Let's take advantage of this time and steal their mercs. Got a Rainer up here, too. I'm not really one to try to solo a Rainer, so I'll just kind of do some scouting. Love to get a couple more quest hits in, but I don't want to be greedy. My tiny health pool, a couple Rainer shots, and I'm already looking like I'm having a bad time. Oh, they're gone. Maybe someday we'll experience the extra 100 damage. But it's flat. The later we go in the game, the less 100 extra damage is actually going to matter. It's always cool to see a hook land on a nice teleport TomTom. Always nice to see a hook land on a gravity-lapsed target. Coming back up. Nice hook.
Has not yet reached its
We lost the Kavrazim. Oh. Well, tried to spam it, but just ended up missing. And Nubaraks are doing a good counter to all the Stitches hooks as well. Guess, how's our healing looking? Kavrazim's putting out a good amount of healing, actually. So, I guess we'll do duration. Nope, not gonna happen, Chewie. I'm good up here. Nah, I'm good, man. I gave up the stuff, you know? Medivh had enough candy. Thank you, though. Very kind. And a puppy. Well, you can try that on my wife, and she'll land. Keep that in mind for the future. If Kristen's ever playing Medivh on stream, just get her a puppy. Int buff food. Oh, well, okay. Well, I'm on my way down. Oh, dear. My stacks were limited at the time, so we didn't lose a bunch. Too aggressive is what the chat is saying. I guess. I mean, but a specialist and I just play her like, I mean, we've already got a support. I mean, don't I need to put out a little bit of damage for these guys? I'm almost always the one with a lower death count than most too. I mean, Stitch is here. I've died 3 times, but we got Karazim at 6 and Sonya at 9. I feel like I have to get aggressive to make up for other people, but you know, maybe you're right. Maybe I should probably ride that, I guess, but whatever. I feel like I'm having to make up for, you know, damage in so many of our comps. But I guess if I just kind of Morales boring myself in the background a little bit, I'll be able to lay out better portals constantly. Either way, now we get to see, can we shield? Nope, we can't shield him. But can a Terror ride a teleporter? No, it doesn't look like he can. Uh-oh. Followed the tank in a little deep. That was too aggressive. Yeah, maybe we put out the W on other people. That's the problem, is we're using it on ourselves. That would be my Karazim coming into play, though. Because you can always control when you do your own Divine Palm. And it's always easier to cast it on yourself rather than relying on someone else. Keep walking. You can do it, Greyfire. And so if I know I'm going to have the damage because of where I am, Force of Will is easier to cast and negate damage on myself. But on the flip side, that is less. I mean, I'm having to aim the thing too, which is not helping. The actual muscle memory of using a W. I've totally used Q a couple times for a Holy Light from Uther. That doesn't exist, instead of landing the shield. Either way, we're coming up on level 20, and they've got a lot of kills on us, but we still do have the static XP to use across 2 forts. My auto attacks are so tiny. And is there someone behind us? But we got a Sonya way in the back. I guess we can try using invisibility, perhaps, to get some characters out. Let's try that. Let's try doing support invisibility and see if that helps out any.
What a joyous night to have a curse.
Here. Deeper. Nice. Okay. Okay, well, that was interesting. Got a portal in a while. This will last 20 seconds, though. Oh, but it goes too fast. Let's see. Well, I'm down at the bottom where we would expect me. Okay, that went well.
I will endeavor to return the favor.
Not a particularly useful one. But it is seeds time, so let's go get some seeds.
Of course.
Your fort has fallen.
That's fine. Past level 20, forts no matter too much on the old XP. We got 2 down. Cool.
My destiny awaits.
We just stole a camp from him as well. And I don't have duration on this guy, so probably not worth 75 mana. Just give me a little bit of scouting, but Monk's making his way up in the damage too, but we're still just lagging behind Lily by. And what is Lily doing in a build? It is a damage build. All right, we got one.
Soon the garden terror will be.
So what do we do here? Would we put Medivh in the terror because he's the specialist and he's not the crazy essential one, or do we put the second tank in there?
It is time to harvest. Bring my terror to life.
Either way, got 47 seconds on that tear. I guess this really isn't that useful of me to scout this out. We could assume they're all here in the first place, so better off that they're doing more important things.
The sun dawns. My children must sleep. For now.
Alright, that terror needs riding.
Brace your terror.
I'm on my way.
It's a lot of fun.
I'll go ahead and take it.
A great shadow looms.
And I guess I'll take it
Terror has come
up
to
the
life.
top.
Use it to
Probably
harvest
best.
Your enemy's corpses. Your enemy has spawned a terror. Interesting.
Everyone's got their talent specs together. Lily did go jug, so we can read into that a little bit and put a little more emphasis on using the polymorph to cancel that out. Nice. Got a Lily in the back, but Kael'thas should be able to take care of that. And with a pyroblast to the face.
Better to be.
What do I got? 28 seconds left? Sadly. Oop. Not a particularly useful portal. Alright, we got a Jaina coming down the middle. Sonya's after her. Nope. No way. Ah, well, she would have teleported out by now.
Once more.
The squirrely squirrel. Oh, wait, there we go.
That one's pushing up daisies.
Was that a misclick, or I thought we'd use that to come forward on the Rainer after we got the Jaina, but I guess I maybe informed a strategy that I did not intend. Oh, the portal was on top of the Jaina, yeah. Causing her to ride, you guys to ride it forward. Well, we got a night phase. We got some giants coming down the bottom, so let's take care of that first. Got a portal next to you, Monk, if you can ride it. Uh-oh. Well, at least that was a little... Okay. Well, that's some nice utility for me. Yeah, I need to click them off you guys, I think, and make sure I keep them to the sides so we don't accidentally... So we don't accidentally cause any misclicks. But we're down 2 at the moment, so I guess we really can't do anything about this. Kind of the old Zagara problem. Okay, well everyone's up and out. But all I can do is really watch. By myself anyway. I'm moving in. And we do have a level advantage, actually, which is kind of bizarre. But I guess we did get a keep in the top recently. Yep, they're moving towards you guys. There's a portal to ride out on if you need it. Nice job. Gonna put invisibility on you, Sonya. Another one for you. You can walk out. Oh. What was I at on my quest? I don't know. Either way, 2 for... Or 1... Yeah, 1 for 2. That ain't bad. Nice job picking up the good talent on there for the anti-Zool Tom-Tom. Lily's gonna complicate that, but Neutrinov coming in. Good hook. Okay. Actually... Oh, you only have 20 seconds, but yeah, get the objective. Sadly, we're all a little too low to finish it out at this point. Stitches did do a full slam build for us. Amplified healing. I guess that puts a little more power on reabsorption on Stitches, since it'll be a bigger heal by 30%, but maybe that's not too much. No, ignore pain shouldn't affect anything. Yeah, these are just shields.
Didn't see that.
You have enough seeds. The terror grows.
I see you.
Alright, we got another terror. It seemed like it was a good idea to put me in there. Are you guys gonna need help getting out of that biz, though? Nah, you guys are okay. Go ahead and get yourself out, Greyfire.
Servants will clean that up.
Alright, let's go and invis Tom Tom. Tom Tom invis! Nope. Area effect damage.
What else could you
Oh. Oh, the burning thing.
my terror?
And I can't use it during Bone Prison. That makes sense. Well, we do have a terror, though, so, you know, we might be able to defend through this.
Done. The terror shall sap the life from your
We have such a good-looking comp, I thought, but, well, you know, Kharazim's starting to climb. Kharazim has climbed above Lili.
enemy is attacking your core.
Maybe. I mean, maybe Anub is just able to dive to Medivh, and that's one character out, kind of, and then I gotta use my abilities to... Yeah, it's kind of a chromey thing. Where we're using those abilities to actually save myself rather than the front line, which needs it. 6 seconds till Monk, though. But I think they're gonna target this down. Chewie just did a fantastic job on Raynor, being able to burn through everybody. Hey, that's a good combo. 45 still left. Jaina down. Kipper down. Minions pushing the top. Go for it. Let's go. Let's go. To victory. We got a whole minute. And, well, Raynor's still up. Where's Raynor? I guess Chewie could... So, no, he's going to be on defense. Okay. Because, I mean, if Chewie got squirrely, he might be able to run in here and finish it. All right, we got one. I don't think it was a comp win, though. I don't think our comp really did the win. It was just a good timing on some deaths and a last second Garden Terror that was able to defend the base during that time. Stitches did fantastic damage, though. I negated, what, 47,000 damage? Wow. Still, nothing... Whoa, holy crap. Compared to, you know, Kharazim's... Kharazim put out a lot of healing, actually. Punches and... Seven-sided strike. Kharazim put out a lot of healing for his build. There was a lot to heal, though. I mean, you guys, I think you might be right about the Anubarak. Maybe the Anubarak is the Medivh counter, you know? You get in the back line, you stop Medivh from being able to calmly lay his stuff. There's certainly, you know, some issues with the range of the portals I'm making. Some of them are a little too small in many parts. Which is bizarre. That our comp did feel damage light for almost the entire game. And that is really, really strange. I mean, Kael'thas did have high assists, high kills. He went Pyroblast, so the kill part of it is understandable. Low deaths as well. I think it was, you know, probably the Anubarak and the Zul on top of everything that stopped Greyfire from being comfortable enough from pumping out more damage than this.